Hi, I'm Lori, and this is International Adult Figure Skating, and as you all know, for the month of April we've been doing a series on stretching. So today I thought I'd like to show you some of my favorite stretches. Well, they're not really my favorites, they're the stretches I'm doing because I happen to have a certain kind of injury. So for the anatomically aware amongst you, it was a torn psoas about 3 years ago. So I'm doing some exercises to help get back some flexibility in my left hip. However, I just picked out some of the exercises that I thought would be applicable to anybody who's doing figure skating, because we always tend to work the same muscles in the same way. So today I'll show you some of the exercises, the stretching exercises I like to do to compensate for that. All right then, so for stretching, just a few reminders. Remember to keep breathing the whole time you're doing it, very relaxed. The more you relax, the more your muscles are going to relax. You should hold the stretch from between 7 seconds to 60 seconds. I know it's a huge range, but different authors and different writers all seem to have different perspectives on how long you hold the stretch for. For me, at this point, I'm holding for about 60 seconds because I find it takes that long for my muscles to actually start relaxing into it. But again, this is something you'll have to experiment with and see what works for you. All right? Remember, when you stretch, it shouldn't be putting you in agony. So if you are in pain, back off, because you're not helping. It's making the muscles react to the pain. They actually become tighter. They go into protective mode. Wouldn't you? If somebody was hurting you, you'd want to go, well, that's what your muscles do too. So if it's hurting that much, back off to the point where you get a pull, but not so much that it's hurting. Okay, so there are your pointers for starting, and now I'm going to show you some of my exercises. All right, so the first exercise I'm going to show you is the spinal twist, for want of a better name. This is a nice one for skaters because we turn in one direction all the time, we tend to tuck and twist always in the one direction. So this exercise is really good for stretching out the other direction of the spine. Now, the first thing you're going to do is sit on the floor and lie down. And this is your exercise. You're going to put your knees one way and put the top of your body the other way. And you can hold for count of 5, something like that. You come up and go the other way. Now, the breathing for this is when you're up like this, you inhale. And when you go to the side, you exhale. So you come up and inhale, and go to the side and exhale. And then come up. So I usually do this about 10 to 15 times on each side, and just stay twisted for as long as you're comfortable. You'll feel everything nice and relaxed, and it's just a nice way of stretching out the whole body. I always feel the twist right along here and down here and right along here and down here. And I jump like this, so going this way is where I really feel how tight I am. And that's your first exercise. One area that figure skaters always seem to work extra hard are our hip flexors in here, because of our jumps, because of our spins. This area always gets a real workout, and it can get tight. And in actual fact, this is the area that I injured, so I've been working on a lot of stretching exercises to bring back the hip flexors. Now, if you have more flexibility in the hip flexors, it gives you nicer spirals. If you've got super duper hip flexibility, you're probably Denise Bielman and doing these incredible behind the back lifting spins. Hey, I'm 51. Is it going to happen? Who knows? We're working on it. All right, so first exercise I do to warm up or to do a little gentle stretch is I lie on my back and I just go like this And I just hold it very gently for about 60 seconds. And where I'm feeling the stretch is actually in my right leg, the one that's straight. I can feel it all down here. And I'll do that 2-3 times. And after that, I will take a skipping rope or a big elastic or a towel and go like this. And very gently, just hold it like this, again for another 60 seconds. Eventually you can work at straightening out the knee, but if as much as you do is this, that's okay too. And that's about as high as I can go right now. And I feel it here, but I also feel it down here as well. And you can just remember to breathe, all right? When I do it, I'm watching TV and just kind of relaxing on my living room floor. And eventually you'll feel this sort of just relax a little bit, and you can just pull it that much more. And just hold. And of course you're going to do right and left leg. Next exercise. No, it's not me doing folk dance. This is an exercise to stretch out our old friends, the hip flexors. Okay, now this one, I would say put a pillow under your knee. And if you wanted to hold on to something like the edge of a table, that's okay too. So all you do is make sure this is about 90 degrees. This front knee has to be no more than 90 degrees because it's bad for your knee. This is 90 degrees as well. And you just push the hip a little forward until you get that nice stretch. And you can just crawl that foot forward, okay? And there again, you hold it for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds. Really, as long as you can handle it, you'll feel this relax a little bit. You get a nice pull here. And when you're done, you just back off. And there you go. Now, the next exercise will be for the adductors. These are the adductors here, and they adduct, which means they bring your leg in. And the nice thing about the adductors is when they relax, they allow you to get your leg out there for glorious split jumps, beautiful spirals, all these gorgeous things that all the sweet young things do that we wish we could do so well. So, to stretch this, now what I do often is I get people sitting on the floor. If this is too much, if this is just impossible to sit on the floor like this, you feel it pulling, you're getting knocked over backwards, sit on a cushion. Okay, now, next thing I'll do. Try to get your legs as far as possible. You see how far I can get my left one? Used to get it out to there. Injuries happen. We're old. We take a long time to heal. What you would do, we're going to work on this one, is just bring this one to here. And I just go over like this and hold it. If you want, you can take your skipping rope and pull on it a little bit. Remember to breathe. Okay, and that's it. You would do the other leg as well. And as you can see, the right leg is the good one. I wish this one was like that one, but we're working on it very slowly. Oh, yeah. And that's about as much as I can do right now, but that's okay. You go as far as you can go. You hold it. It gets better. Cut. The last exercise I'm going to give you today for stretching involves stretching out the back of your calf. Now there are two big muscles in the back of your calf. There's the gastrocnemius, which is the big one up at the top here, and the soleus, which is a little bit lower down. So we do two slightly different kinds of stretches. Now why is this important for skaters? The more we can stretch down like this, the more flexibility we have in the ankle, the more we can get that explosive strength up for our axles and our jumps. the more we can bend on this foot, the nicer, the softer landing we're going to have for our jumps. For dancers, it's going to give you deeper edges. The more you can bend your ankles, the more you can get down on your edges, the more you're going to have nicer, deeper, stronger edges. So to do this stretching exercise, make sure both feet are going the same way. You can hold a wall, a counter, whatever you want. And you just lean forward, making sure your knee is straight. Now you should feel the stretch just kind of below the knee there. Again, hold for as long as you need to hold. The next part of it is you're going to bend the knee, and you should now feel the stretch a little bit lower down, more above the ankle. That's your soleus that's stretching. Same thing, hold for as long as you need to. Keep breathing, back off. Do it again as many times as you need to, right and left. Okay. All right then, as I said at the beginning, these are just a smattering of stretching exercises you can do. They're not the exhaustive list. I would highly recommend you being seen by a therapist or an exercise specialist who can custom build a series of stretching exercises based on your needs. And more important, that they should actually watch you do the stretch to make sure you're doing it the right way. Because if you don't, one or two things can actually happen. If you do it not in the correct manner, you could hurt yourself, or the other extreme is you actually don't stretch what you want to stretch, so nothing happens. As always, I love to get questions and comments from you. If you have a favorite stretching story, I would love to hear it. I'll publish it. I'm always looking for people to co-author my website blogs. It's lots of fun to have other people's perspectives, so you can send me your perspectives. You can send me a YouTube video of you stretching if you'd like. I'd love to have that too. Whatever the case, I wish you well. I wish you safe and happy and productive stretching, and looking forward to giving you more information and sharing more of our stories on International Adult Figure Skating. Bye for now.